Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are enjoying your quarantine. I am going to just be showing you guys how I make a sun catcher, just for you guys to go along. If you guys bought the make and take kits, this video is for you just to go along with what I do. So I have all of my supplies. I have my frit that I'm going to use today. I have my hairspray for the frit. I'll explain everything, so don't worry if you're confused. I have my stringers, and I have my brush and my super glue. So I'm not going to be using glass pieces, just my frit and my stringers today. So I have my glass piece right here. And I'm going to be making flowers just because I've done those before. So yes, these are stringers. They're very thin, so here's one that I don't need. They break very easily, so make sure to be very careful with them. So I have one stringer that I'm gonna just place. Okay, this is very powerful, people, like very. So whenever we glue stuff, it is only a little bit because this goes a long way. Really, the only reason why we're gluing it is to get it from your house to our kiln. And then we let it dry. See, it's already dry. It's very powerful, so always be careful. And then I'm just gonna start putting it on. Whenever you're using the glue, always put your glass on first, because if you glue and then you put your glass on, you're kind of screwed, because this goes a long way, like I said. You guys can fast forward through this because it's, just going to be me putting glass pieces on here as of right now. I'm just breaking it. I mean, it's super easy to break, like I said, so no tools needed for stringers. Definitely is very convenient too. Another thing too is, yeah, like I said, when you are gluing, I mean, with stringers, I usually just kind of dab it on and it spreads. So you really don't need a lot. It's the cool thing about stringers too, is that they're just so easy to like place. I'm gonna leave just a little hole in my flowers for that middle part. If you guys are looking for ideas and you like this, definitely go with it, because the first time I made this, I thought that, you know, like it looked like a firework. So you could for sure use different, you know, colors of stringers, and you could make something if you love fireworks. I use little ones too as fillers, so that way, you know, like there's no gaps in between. Just makes it look more like a flower than nothing. That one might be a little too small. Maybe a couple more. Okay, so I'm just gonna quick do that. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry before I put the frit on, otherwise I won't be able to move the frit and it'll just be stuck. We don't want that. So I'm just gonna let it dry for a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna do this flower first since this one is dry. I have this frit tool that I use because it's easier just to put it in place. So it's probably too much, but I'm just gonna put it in the middle. Again, always put your glass on first before you glue. But for the frit, I'm gonna use hairspray because it's easier if you have, I'll show you guys later when I do the blue frit. But if you do it on a large piece of glass, it's easier to use hairspray rather than using glue for, I mean, these tiny pieces of glass, sand size. So just gonna spray it. Usually I just do like 2 sprays because it sticks. Again, it's just from your house to our kiln. And I'm gonna do this flower. And this brush again is just to kind of swipe away where the unwanted frit is. And then I'm gonna spray. Okay. And then for this, well, I'm gonna put some leaves in my flowers so that way it's put a leaf there. Sometimes when they get little, I can't break them. My fingers aren't strong enough. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a tiny little dab. Okay, I'm just gonna dab off the hairspray that I have left over. And then I'm gonna use blue. I'm just gonna sprinkle this all around my flowers just to give it, so it's not so plain. When using frit, I mean, you want to use more than you think is good, because if you think, oh, that's good, odds are places like this and in here, you're going to see nothing and it's going to look clumpy. So you want to use more than you think is good. So usually I'll just put like 2 layers on, just so it has more blue rather than clear, because I don't want it to be clumpy. Depending on what you do, if it's a pendant or a Suncatcher or a love bug, you only want to stack 2 pieces of glass high. So, for example, if I have, just say this is my base, if I put another piece of glass on, like right here, if you're making like a mosaic or whatever you're making, and then I put this piece of glass on, maybe this one over it like this, and I just keep adding, it is gonna look like a puddle. It's not gonna look the way that you created it. So really you only want it to be like 2 layers of glass high. So I mean, this and this would be really good if you have pieces of glass. You know, if I have this and I just put pieces on, that's, you know, like what you want it to look like. You don't want to stack pieces of glass high, otherwise your colors aren't going to show and it's just going to look like a glob. So I'm going to go and spray this so that way my frit stays. Again, a little goes a long way, but all my pieces are stuck. I have everything where I want it to be. So that is the conclusion of my video. If you guys have any questions, you can message our page and we will try and do our best to get back to you. I hope you guys have fun with this activity. This is a super good time-consuming quarantine activity. It's super easy too. We have all the supplies that you guys will need for this, so I hope you guys love it.